Game 7s on the board already. The K-Corp could be one of those teams to stop that momentum. Ninjas in Pajamas have to go up against a big hill. Let's see if they can climb it.
The most storied best of 7 so far in RLCS 25 will be between Karmine Corp and Ninjas in Pajamas. Gibbs, which way is this one going?
Ninjas in Pajamas, your #1 offense in the tournament. Nas is playing absolutely fantastic, the #1 offensive player throughout the tournament. But it's K-Corp. Every single pro rated them #1, and they have the #2 defense. So it's going to be defense versus offense. See who comes out on top.
Coming into this one off the back of a 4-1 victory over Dignitas, who were just felled by 100% over in the other side of the upper bracket or the lower bracket quarterfinals. Now we move our focus right here to this Dignitas, who brought in Drali, the world champion, the rookie in the offseason. Seem to be improving even further upon themselves. The Tachi, though, gets this one early for Ninja in Pajamas. Could be a chance, but there is Drali peeking in at the near post.
And we don't know exactly what happened here, but we see Drali, he's the rookie world champion, and he leaves to join K-Corp. Obviously a golden opportunity to join Vatira and Atto, but will it pay off? And that's the big question mark. Right now, it seems like K-Corp is the best team, but they gotta prove it on days like today.
Excuse me, such an aggressive player is Nas. Even from his first match last season in Team BDS, you could just tell there was no fear there, but that's a win there for Atto against Vatira. Atto for KC, Drali gets it towards him. Vatira now with Itachi. Itachi gets that one as far as he can. Atto should be able to catch. It's a little bit risky there with the handbrake. Not sure that was the ideal way of playing that one. You can see now he's trying to fix himself. So one or two shaky moments offensively for Karmine Corp, and that's credit to Ninja in Pajamas. They're certainly taking this fight to their opponents, learning from the end of their incredible final series that they had earlier on as Gentlemates, where there were 4 or 5 or 6 goals scored in Game 7.
But that's the one thing with Ninjas in Pajamas. You can't trust any aerial by K-Corp. They love to go for the aerial fakes. They'll float behind the ball and then let a different player go for the grabs play. But Oski here just gets a free ball and the double tap to secure the first goal.
Gibbs, I'm so proud of you, because is that your first proper caster's curse?
I believe so. I believe so. We could.
Round of applause for Gibbs.
Yeah, well, they were looking so good. Yeah,
guys, they're so good at fake, so good at missing on purpose in their aerials. And then Vatira does a huge miss. There's large Oscar.
And Oski, I like how he's playing today, because when we saw him yesterday, he was playing a deep third-man role, playing a lot of midfield. He was the most back player of any of the players through the playoffs. But today, he's been the most forward player for Ninjas in Pajamas throughout their first match. So we'll see if Oski continues that trend, trying to get more involved on the offensive side to propel this Ninjas offense.
The ceiling is going to follow up himself as well. Vatira's up. Vatira unable to do anything.
Uh-oh, a little puzzle in here. Drali just runs out of boost, so Itachi just goes and takes it away from him, gets the double tap. Vatira, he's traditionally the third man on K-Corp. He needs to be the one playing fantastic defense, but honestly, a little bit of a misplay by both of them there, and Itachi puts Ninjas up early.
For a little bit of stress for the first time this tournament. It's all been too easy for them. This was always going to happen as EU bubble to the surface, and these top 4 teams started to face one another. Gentlemate's already gone, of course, as have Dignitas, so a real chance for the others to pull away in this battle for the top 4. If Ninja in Pajamas can win this series, they will be huge favorites to make the major ahead of the other non-KC, non-Vitality teams.
And this is the first 3-point gap in placements as well. We've had 1-point gaps for the early rounds, then it's been 2 points in playoffs, but now we got a 3-point gap, and that could be the difference. That one extra point could propel you into a top 4 spot.
Karmine Corp so far being made to look a little scrappy by Ninja in Pajamas, as Nas is found by Itachi. Oski's there as well. Beautiful transition. If Oski sinks this, it'll be a stunner. But Atto instead gets it to Vatira. End-to-end stuff here between the two teams. And as realized Itachi was missing, sent it to the side. Should be a goal for Vatira. Is a goal for Vatira. Don't count KC out yet.
And this is what you should expect out of Vatira. He's going to be the cleanup crew. He's going to be a third man back most of the time. Wait for the play to develop and just clean up goals like that. That's why Vatira right now, he's #3 in goals per game. Most of them are just cleanup shots. That's all he has to do on this team.
And it could be a quick fire double. Drali in the center. Does he go for the pre jump? No, instead trying to sweep out for Vatira. I thought he'd go for the pogo there. Instead, he just tried to play it straight, so now Oski can come forwards. Ninjas in Pajamas would love that 2-goal lead back after having lost it and suddenly looking a little bit shaky themselves as Nas goes to the backboard. Atto just waiting for Nas. Atto will shoot. It's easy for Oski. The more opportunities gives for Karmine Corp. They're starting to warm up.
Yeah, you worry about boost control when you're on your back half for this long. K-Corp will make them pay eventually, but it comes down to a midfield challenge just like that by Oski to relieve that pressure so they can all get the boost back.
Forward of the musty flick. Is it on the other end of it? It was only Oski who saw it coming. Now, so 2 players behind him. So Ninjas in Pajamas happy to keep what they have for now, not pushing too many men forwards. One attacking at a time. Karmine Corp are going to have to try and break through their resilient defense. That's not the way to do it. Slightly slow trudge forward to the orange half. Dryly's tried to force it, but didn't have the boost to do anything with it. Ninjas in Pajamas will be happy going into the final 45. Can they avoid any errors or any Karmine Corp brilliance?
And no boost on Dryly because another miscommunication on defense. Vatira and Dryly both went up for a boost on defense, so Dryly had to use a lot of it, didn't get the play, but right here we have a pass out downfield, but it is turned away.
Decision there from Atto to catch the ball. Nas bumped out the way. Tachi up against Dryly. Dryly gets a big demo. Vatira going to get it back to Dryly, who still has 100 boost. Instead, it falls to Atto. Karmine Corp venturing forwards. Nas stays tall. Dryly's turn now. He's got 2 passes to look for. Does he get either? No, instead he fakes it out. That's what KC do best. It's not work that time, Gibbs.
It did not. Vatira had a golden opportunity, but there was 3 defenders. He wasn't getting by there, but Vatira has to push this ball forward. K-Corp's got one last chance.
No, it's gonna just squeeze life out of Karmine Corp in game 1. And Nip fans, what an opening that was.
And that is a good sign for Ninjas in Pajamas. Didn't get the offense completely going. Obviously, only 2 goals in that match, but against the defense of K-Corp, again, number 2 defense in this tournament, giving up 1.05 or so. They don't give up goals that often, so Ninjas should be proud of that. But more importantly, K-Corp on defense, we talked about it multiple times in that match. Miscommunications, 2 players going up for aerials. They weren't going for the fakes. They couldn't decide who should actually get the ball. It cost them on 1 goal. It cost them on another offensive try as well. So K-Corp, a little bit of those game 1 nerves, and we're going to see this throughout this whole format. Yes, you have a bye, K-Corp. That is fantastic. But you're going to be playing up against a team that's already played today, that's already won today. So the momentum is going to be on Ninja's side compared to K-Corp.
Looking at the goals scored in that game, the replays from those, I think one thing we've seen so many times throughout this entire tournament is Oski with the 29 era double taps. He's doing a relatively basic mechanic, but so cleanly and so consistently that it's brought them a lot of joy this event.
Yeah, I think they're going to need that because we talk about Ninjas, it's all about the Moroccan offense, right? Itachi and Nas, you expect them to be the ones to propel it. But to take down teams like a K-Corp, like a Vitality, Oski, when he is that 3rd man and he gets space to go for those double taps, he has to convert those. Because if he converts those, that 1 extra goal to put the Ninjas over the top is going to be crucial against these fantastic teams. We always talk about when you're playing as an underdog, you have to capitalize on mistakes, but also you have to convert all your chances. That includes Oski. We're going to talk about Itachi and Nas a ton, right? When they're on the offensive side of the ball, one of the best duos in all of Europe or even the entire world. But Oski has to get involved as well to really propel them forward.
Vatira is just offering a USB because there's a bit of a USB error for, I'm not sure who it was for, but for one of them. So that should take just a few extra seconds for Karmine Corp. I was wondering what this slight delay is for. So hopefully no harm done here and they'll be able to go straight. And you have the right cables, haven't you, Gibbs, in order to play this game? Unless you play wirelessly. You ever played wirelessly?
I do play wirelessly.
Wait, like
I do play wireless right now. Well, also I'm not a pro, so it's not a huge deal. But Vatira, you can see the veteranness of him having backup cables. You know, yeah, that's the thing that always grinds my gears when players are like, "Oh, my controller broke." I'm like, "How do you not have like 3 controllers right next to you just in case?" Right? You're playing.
How tennis players when they get annoyed, they break a racket, you know, and they smash. I'm rubbish today. And they just take another one out and carry on playing tennis.
Exactly. But
that's the organization we need.
And there's some tennis players who be like, oh, that's my favorite racket. I'm not going to play as well. But still, just have a backup ready, just in case. Like, I don't know if someone has a favorite USB cable. I doubt it, but you never know with these players. Because they're going to say, heavy car with this USB. Let's change it out.
I completely agree. What a load of rubbish, but I do agree that's the sort of thing that they would say. Well, hopefully, if Ninja Pajamas beat Karmine Corp, and then Jirali goes on Twitter and goes, I had heavy USB bug, then I'll be like, mate, just say GG's and shake hands and move on, you know? I don't think, thankfully, that's going to happen.
I would not be surprised, though, because some of these guys are like, I can't use the ARC decal because my car feels heavier. So, you know, we don't know with these players. Whatever gets them through to make it to a top 4, I get it, or to a grand finals now. But again, let's get back to the importance of this, right? For a grand finals appearance in Europe, I believe every single time a team has made a grand finals, they have made the major. So, like, it's a benefit to have 4 spots at a major. It's not 5 anymore, though, so it is 1 less. The grand finals is so incredibly important for both these teams to really just be in that prime position to make it to a major, because we've seen it before with K-Corp. You can have a bad qualifier and not even make a tournament, so get as many points as possible that you can here.
So the USB is lucky for Karmine Corp, because in that first game they were up against it versus Ninjas in Pajamas, who continue to improve, but that's a great start from KC. Oski got in the way of Atto's goal-bound strike. It seemed to be an early one for Karmine Corp, but still, Ninjas in Pajamas doing what nobody else has been able to do so far this tournament, and it's defend consistently against KC. They really seem to have the read on when KC throw these fakes in. They're actually working against them.
And right now, we've seen a lot of low shots by K-Corp as well, which are easy to defend if you have 2 goal line defenders. You can just throw yourself at the ball. I want to see K-Corp elevate the ball just a bit more when they're on the offensive side. Much harder to guard those shots. There's more angles when you're in the air trying to shoot for bottom left corners, bottom right corners. But when it's on the ground, you can dive at it so much easier, even if you have no boost for Ninjas. So for K-Corp, I want to see more elevation into their game on the offensive side.
I'd say Nasser's already up, as is Jirali. Itachi, 3 Moroccans, all of them on the field right now involved in that play, and it was Ninja in Pajamas who were able to get that ball just rolling back to KC territory. Karmine Corp, though, have had a better start to Game 2 than they had pretty much throughout all of Game 1. More control here. There's a chance maybe for Itachi. Charlie had to be aware where that one was bouncing. So Atto just goes towards Vatira. Vatira realized Oski was storming in. So Ninjas in Pajamas have managed to suppress the tidal wave so far. And can they get some momentum of their own? Nas is doing his best, and Ninjas in Pajamas are having plenty of control on this ball. By no means a KC charging them down every time they get hold of it.
Yeah, Nas had the ball for free with 100 boosts at midfield. That is something that Ninjas wants. It didn't work out there, but Nas, one of the best 1v1 players in the world. You want him to have those opportunities. Have 100 boosts midfield and space. Didn't work out that time, but I expect them to continue to try and feed Nas midfield.
Raleigh as it's actually getting towards Vatira. Great challenge there from Raleigh, losing it on purpose because he knew that Vatira was following up. Karmine Corp moving to a more challenged style of gameplay now because they are realizing the passes aren't quite connecting with Ninjas in Pajamas getting these reads. Charlie up against Itachi. This one's going to almost fall for Atto. Good pass there towards Nas. Vatira gets it towards Drali, at least he hoped. Was a little bit low on boost, but he was in front of the ball and able to make something from it. A mistake there from Nas, and Oski again shows the composure to get the backwards flick. And even when they're making errors, it's working out in Nip's favor. That demo, though, could change all of it. Drali has Vatira to his left. Vatira's going to try and slam this one home, and he does. KC get it from a demo.
We talk about gifted goals. Vatira got a little bit of a gift here, but it was mostly because of that demo play. Vatira's just got to clean that up. No one back on defense for Ninjas, and they're going to get in trouble at times for that. They like to send 2 members up on most of their offensive opportunities. If you can demo that 3rd man, you're going to get those wide open opportunities.
But not panicking after going a game behind, just keeping on going.
This is free.
The momentum will swing, and it has.
We talk about kickoffs. K-Corp is the best team in the world at them. Drali just for free. Itachi, a bad read. Vatira gets a little bit of a bump as well. That goal is just gifted to K-Corp.
Flip reset. It altered the trajectory only slightly, but that was enough to get it past the dive of the defender. Into the Pajamas. Still a couple of minutes. They're going to have to chase this one, though. Karmine Corp looking like the well-oiled machine we expected to see as Drali gets in there ahead of Itachi. Oski has been pretty boostless so far this game, and Oski's the player for me for Ninjas in Pajamas. When he's looking comfortable, he's involved, and he's going for solo plays. They look 100 times the team. When they start to slow down is when he gets trapped in third.
And that's the interesting part, because Ninjas, obviously, we saw them come back from 3 goals down before, but now this is against one of the best defenses in the world, especially with Vatira being that anchor on this defense. So K-Corp comfortable 2-0 lead. Vatira, though, from the front side, going for the redirect, puts it off the crossbar.
Yeah, Vatira's hammer was so near to hitting that nail on the head. Just a little bit above, and that crossbar is still shaking. Charlie backflips in the center, somehow recovers to get something on it. Vatira might be able to make amends here. No, instead he passes towards Atto. I think he could have gone for a double there. Vatira unselfish. Thought he should have taken the strike instead. Ninjas in Pajamas can get that pinch forwards. Atto and couldn't quite see who it was. I think it was Drali, the two of them getting each other's way. Oski tries to feed it through the pair of them. Nas almost bullies it home. Drali strong up on the goal line. Half a chance for the Ninjas in Pajamas. They'll try and keep this one going. Itachi around the corner. Atto too strong. Nip will have to start again.
Drali, great touches there on low boost as well to just park himself behind the ball to push that wide.
That's going to try and catch this one. Oski over Drali. This could be an opportunity. Atto, though, was too hot to read it. Oski has Itachi in the center. They have to get this one going. Ninjas in Pajamas. It's all a little bit slow and steady. They're taking their time. They've only got 30 seconds.
Yeah, Oski had boost, just kind of messed up his reset there. Couldn't drive it towards the net for a rebound. But Ninjas are still threatening. They gotta send everyone.
As well, because KC are back and they are packed closely together on their own goal line, and they will have enough to see this one through. Nas is just feeding it forwards as much as he can, but that's exactly what Vatira wants. KC, a couple of moments, and they have the game management, Gibbs, to make the most of it. A clean 2-0 victory.
And Vatira, like, I feel like he normally is playing back on this squad. He wants to be that third man. I feel like that's where K-Corp got in trouble last year. At times when, like, Atto or Rise had to be that third man, they would get in trouble because they used so much resources to play on the offensive side of the field, because Vatira is so good as that third man to waste time that they would get in trouble when he's not that player. But we've seen through these first 2 games, like, Vatira is upfield, going for redirects, trying to be a bully, and it's working out.
That's the role that I would have thought Drali would have had. It's certainly the one that he moved himself into for Team BDS last year. But Vatira as a first man, I quite like it. He certainly got a shot on him, a powerful one as well. The one that hit the crossbar was huge. And it's nice to see him playing so freely. I feel that for a little while, Gibbs, Vatira was so desperate to win another major, to win a world championships, to, you know, put those Karmine Corp colors on that trophy, that maybe he was starting to play within himself a little bit. There's definitely a sense that he's playing more freely once more now.
And that's what it felt like last year, right? Split 2, like, qualifications just weren't going their way. They did find a way to squeak in to a World Championship bid. And then we could see that, like, oh, K-Corp is one of the best teams in the world. They could have easily won that World Championship. It's just, you got to put it, like, all on the line, every single online event. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, but know the importance at the same time. Feels like K-Corp has found that balance right now. But these are 2 of the top 3 teams, I would say, in Europe, and 2 of maybe 5 teams that could win a world championship in my mind. So Ninjas are a very tough ask to take down. We're going to game 3 all tied up. We'll see how it goes.
Take a look. It's Karmine Corp with the first touch. Vatira again remains unleashed.
Here we see it, more of that third man. Vatira roll, 2 members on defense, limited boost. Drali, the double bump. He just had to drive like 3 miles an hour. It's like, I'm just gonna scoot you over just a bit so Vatira has the shot. Vatira, again, that cleanup crew, that is his main role. But we see him everywhere on the field right now.
Quite enjoy Drali's cosplay of Mr. Plow in that situation. Clearing the snow out of the orange goal line so Vatira can place that ball straight in it. But here we go down the other side. It's Oski over the top of Vatira. It's actually to the ceiling. She wants to get this flip reset, trying to finagle his car underneath the ball. Another bump comes in. Oh my goodness, it's bumped crazy over here. But KC deal with it better.
Nas had a chance there, but it just wasn't enough. There was 2 K-Corp defenders that were kind of getting bumped, but they just had to throw themselves at the ball. They both did, and fortunately, bad rebound, but Ninjas continue the offensive pressure.
towards Itachi. He's got the power. Atto behind Vatira. Something Karmine Corp do as well as anybody in the world. Back each other up on the goal line. It goes past one keeper. You think it's going to be in. Atto can't quite get the catch that he wanted. But they're defending. The awareness from the three of them, huge at this stage of the series.
And Ninjas just has to be careful with these counterattacks. That's what K-Corp wants. There's another bump, but luckily Nats is back in time. But K-Corp is going to counterattack like one of the best in the world. So when you send two on offense for Ninjas, be very careful where that third man is, because the bumps are coming out, the plays are happening. Watch out for the counterattacks.
Wondered if he'd go left towards the pass. Instead, it was just the backboard. Vatira is there ready to sweep up. It was a poor decision there from Itachi and from Ninjas in Pajamas, but it's okay, no harm done. They'll get to go again. This game not even halfway done now. As Karmine Corp have edged themselves in front once more. Vatira tries to step one into the center. Nast is too fast for him. Now he has a race against Atto. Atto misses. I don't think he meant that one. Drali up against Nast. Nast could have got half a 50-50, some sort of challenge. It could have been something dangerous. Instead, Atto gets something on the ball. It's still just flopping about in front of Karmine Corp's goal. They won't like this. They do not want the ball right there. Vatira's backwards as well. Janky defending from Karmine Corp. Ninjas in Pajamas so close to capitalizing a couple of times. Somehow, KC survived.
Yeah, K-Corp game one defense, it feels like, where a lot of double commits. Like here again with Drali and Vatira, they do get the clear out, but they have to clean that up if they want to win the series.
So there, Vatira was waiting for it. And Vatira does the right thing, keeps hold of that ball, gets the ceiling pinch. Drali can't quite get the double, it almost falls for Atto. And Itachi's going to have to try and pressure Atto to make sure he can't get this one away too cleanly. It falls to Oski, up against Drali. Ninjas in Pajamas happy to build from within their own half, and they're being forced to by Karmine Corp. They're not being outpaced by Karmine Corp. They're not being outclassed by Karmine Corp. This is where they can turn their chances into real goals.
Yeah, Ninjas is in the conversation. Like, they can definitely get this upset win for sure. It just comes down to don't go down early against a top defense like this, and this is what it feels like. K-Corp kind of just wasting time on the clock as it dwindles down under 145.
So into the center, Nas is going to bounce that one towards Oski, who's I think going to fake that he's got some boost and try and tempt Vatira into going to a challenge where he could have won it cleanly. That's what happened, but it worked out well for Karmine Corp. Nas has Vatira in his sights. Vatira does the same thing, just making sure they're not allowing Ninjas in Pajamas to have clean touches on this ball. Karmine Corp doing that well, defending from the front. But now Itachi does manage to run away with it. Nas tries to go solo. It's a little bit slow, though, and a good read from Drali. I'll tell you what, Gibbs, when someone does have a chance, they don't have ball control for long. They're being closed out fast.
Yeah, both teams are reading incredibly well. Like, none of these 1v1 abilities can really come out, because as soon as you get one touch, like, you have a challenger in your face, and there's another defender right behind him. We try for the pinch by Atto. We've seen those before from him. But not this time.
Exactly what I was thinking. I think twice that I can think of Atto has done that, these big old floor pinches. That one on target, but not quite in. This time he goes to the ceiling. He can do it all the Belgian. He gets the flip reset. Past Itachi, almost past Oski, and the dunk wasn't a bad attempt either. Vatira throws it back towards net. That's good enough for Karmine Corp so far, keeping Ninjas in Pajamas pinned back in their own half. As Oski gets a clean touch on the backboard. Atto misses though. Nasus tries to go for the snapshot. Vatira saw it coming. That was danger out of nowhere. It might still turn into a goal. Itachi takes the goodie of shot, Gibbs.
That was tough. I feel like Ninjas, they were on limited boost. They found one mistake, tried to capitalize, but, a golden opportunity for Atto gets turned away here as well.
Spawning for Ninjas in Pajamas, and suddenly there's only 10 seconds left. Here comes Drali to complete the mission. Game 3 is going to go KC's way.
And this is just resource management. K-Corp did such a good job when they were on the offensive side of the field. Boost starve, boost starve, boost starve. They did make one mistake that allowed Ninjas to have a chance at a counterattack, but still not enough boost in the tank for Ninjas through the defensive opportunities for the past minute or so. And K-Corp finally capitalized, turning it into a goal.
Into game 2 as well. It's not been outclassed. It's not been chance after chance for Karmine Corp, but they have taken their shots on target, whereas Ninjas in Pajamas didn't quite have enough to do the same. Karmine Corp led by their MVP Vatira. Almost 500 points for him, 3 saves, a goal and an assist, just from one shot as well. So the efficiency that KC and Vatira in particular are showing, Gibbs, too much for Nip right now.
And that is the game plan for K-Corp, right? Just keep the ball on the offensive side, play good midfield control, but boost starve, right? When you're going against a team like Ninjas who can clip on you at any moment, they can't clip on you if they have 20 boosts in the tank when they go for the aerial dribble, right? They might be able to get one flip reset, but it's not going to be enough. So, like, if K-Corp can continue this trend of we just want the ball on their side of the field, we control the boost, we don't have to worry that much about these counterattacks because they just won't have enough boost for at least 2 members to do something with. Yes, maybe one gets 100 boost and Nas tries to pull off something incredible, but we're going to have 2 members back at the very least, and we know that our defense will hold up. So I think for Ninjas right now, it begins back at their goal line. It begins at their back corner boosts. Protect those back corner boosts as best you possibly can. Make sure you have 2 members when you're on defense that have above like 50 boost, so when K-Corp makes a mistake or you make a great save, you can do something with it.
The Pajamas have taken their tactical timeout. They are not impressed with what they're leaving on the pitch right now. Only a game down. I think it's a good decision from them because it's slight tweaks that need to be made before any tilt just starts to bubble over. They're saying now is the time to talk things through. What can we change? What can Snasky add to this conversation that can mix up what Nip is showing? Because the goal output is just not there for them right now. Big part of that is how well Karmine Corp are defending. But if your opponents are defending well, you have to change what you're doing in attack. You have to go for some more bumps. You have to go for some more dribbles. You have to try and fake them out. Maybe take a leaf out of Karmine Corp's book, Gibbs. Go for some fakes because they're not really employing any of these tactics.
Yeah, but it's tough again because it does feel like when they do get to that midfield, they don't have enough boost to even go for the fakes. Like there was a couple where maybe like Oski would go up with 0 and like he just has to fake it though, right? And K-Corp probably knows he does not have a lot of boost, but we see that K-Corp wins 2 in a row. You're gonna get that timeout called, right? It's probably about a 90% conversion rate that once the team loses 2 in a row, they call the timeout. So it's a good moment for Ninjas to reset and see if they can figure it out.
So they've said that. It certainly takes the emotion out of it. Lose 2, take the timeout. You don't even have to think. You don't even have to wonder, should we have taken it now? Because it wasn't in question. What is in question is whether Karmine Corp can see this one through and do what was expected of them to make EU's first grand final, to make the first grand final of the RLCS 25 season. That awaits to be seen. So far, pretty good for them, despite losing that first game. And already in game 4, they're starting on the front foot. Drali's going to try and pull that one through, and he does. Pixel, perfect.
So I like the idea of shooting a near post. I think he just wanted this to go in, but he reads the post perfectly. That's an incredibly hard read because you just don't know exactly how that ball is going to bounce out. But Drali...
Silly as well.
Yes, exactly. But Drali makes him pay. And again, K-Corp, they're doing exactly what they need to do. That midfield is fantastic. But Tachi here has a chance with a flip reset, but great rebound by K-Corp to push it out of the net.
From Itachi, and Itachi's the player that a couple of times I've just wished he'd shoot. He's taken a touch or gone for a fake when you can just put the ball on target. So maybe that's something else that the Pajamas have been saying. Look, try and be a bit more direct. Get them to be stretched, get them to make saves, because we know that Karmine Corp can double commit when they're having to defend. They're not making the most of that. Nas, he tries to turn that one on target. It was well blocked by Karmine Corp there. Atto now against Oski. Atto gets it through. Oski has to dodge Atto. Vatira into the corner. A shooting chance here for him by his standards. He's missed it. So Itachi can come forward down the other side. Decent defending there from Nip. This is where they have to keep the ball, though. Can they do it?
And you see that, though, 2 challenges back-to-back, like Itachi and then Oski, both very limited boost when they moved upfield on the counterattack. That is K-Corp's game plan. Get the boost out. Nice bump play by Drali, or I'm sorry, by Atto to get Drali the goal. And it just turns into a 50-50 challenge, and Itachi was not expecting it at all, but Atto bumps him out anyway, and Drali, wide open net.
Expected it. Atto was going the other way. He's going the complete opposite direction. He turns in midair so he can get the bump opposite the ball. The field awareness there on show from Atto is truly next level. I think he was on 0 boost as well. Maybe he had like, 10 or something. Not very much. Here he comes again. This time he gets the flip reset, goes for the musty. He's missed it. But Atto, one of the most unpredictable players in Rocket League. One of the most fun to watch as well. Doubles up his team's lead, even though it wasn't him who got the final goal. That's what take this catch.
It's like this match is getting away from them, right? Like Ninjas, they need to figure it out soon. They've lost 2 in a row. They're down 2-0 in this match. You don't want to go down 3-1 versus K-Corp because it's so incredibly hard to beat K-Corp 3 times in a row.
To even get a goal against them right now, KC have refigured out that balance. Itachi, though, has a chance to change that. He shoots, and
Nice.
it's in, and Nip needed that.
Great shot here. That's just a clear out. It wasn't even like that amazing, but Itachi's just upfield trying to make magic happen. Maybe he's looking for a bump. He sees that, oh, I actually have that midfield open, goes for a redirect shot off the post and in. Exactly that spark that Ninjas needs right now.
The Pajamas, who just haven't been able to score this series after the first couple of games. My, how they needed that. Now, can they double it up? It's amazing the momentum shift you can see from one goal. Not looking great so far, though, because Vitira has the ball in their corner. Nas slows it down. Oski is going to be able to at least get on it, and he gets more on it. I thought that was 3-1.
Drawley with a wide open net miss. He was not expecting that ball to come to him, but throws it high, and that's a golden opportunity wasted by K-Corp.
Into them Pajamas. Look how stranded they are. Some height, and Karmine Corp in complete control here. The bump helps out as well. Nas just wriggling his car towards the ball. Sticking to the backboard well. I don't know how he managed to avoid going in the air there, but they're still boostless. Nas uses all of it.
Yep.
Karmine Corp squeezing the life out of them. Nas gets something, but he's bumped. Oski has a bit of time at least, and he has a decent ping on that ball. Drawley, is he going to be able to turn in time? Only via a touch from Nas. Johnny lands on the orange half. Oski can clear long towards Itachi. It's all Karmine Corp up to this point. Maybe Ninja in Pajamas hoping for a counter-attack, because right now, Gibbs, that's looking like they're most likely out.
Yeah, it's been rough. Like, if you're watching at home, just watch the boost meters.
Oof.
Behind Ninjas, like in the top right, more times than not, 2 of them are on 20 or less when they're playing defense, and that is K-Corp's game plan. So just keep looks for the boost control when K-Corp's on offense.
It's enough Ninja in Pajamas. Are they using everything? Are they being as efficient as they possibly can be, which you have to be against Karmine Corp? These are the questions that need to be answered. If Itachi just tries to go for the snapshot, he's definitely thought, I can go for goal more, but it's going to backfire this time. They overcommit, and Karmine Corp say thank you very much.
And when you overcommit, the most important thing that you can do when you shoot is to not shoot directly on net. Like, unless you have a golden opportunity to score, you need to waste time as a shooter. A weak shot by Itachi forces Oski to try and play it out as well, and K-Corp counterattack.
He's just not got the decision-making right of when to shoot and when not to this series. That's a good pass, though. That's almost wins it. Oski is met by Drawley. Itachi boostless gets it forwards again. Vatira misses to allow an Atto. Atto doesn't do the same thing. There's still time here for Ninja in Pajamas. There's still opportunity for them to keep this series alive. Oski up against Drawley. Itachi has Nas behind him. He tries to feed it to him. Vatira saw it coming. And then Vatira finishes the job. Maybe even scores from this. Not quite. I don't know how he even got the opportunity.
Right now, Nas has to hit this. A double tap opportunity, but Vatira again. So good on defense. Doesn't matter, though. Nas comes through and scores after Itachi throws it back at the net. So Vatira goes up for this. Atto just kind of leaves. Just a bad challenge by him. Leaves the net wide open. 20 on the clock. We've seen this before by Ninjas. The comeback potential is there.
Cops were excellent earlier on against Gentlemates. This time the 2 of them go. Nas gets a clear challenge. He has a pass in the center, tries to get it past Atto. Atto keeps it in the corner. Vatira being nibbled by Itachi, still gets the ball away. His defending has been sublime this entire tournament, let alone this series. Oski and Itachi, the 2 of them tripping over each other's toes in their own corner. Oski has to flick it to Nas, but Vatira, again, read it. He hasn't got many points this game, but my goodness, he has been the difference as Karmine Corp go 3-1 up, 1 game away from the grand finals.
So I feel like in that backpack for Vatira, he's got USB cables. He's also got the Ninja playbook. He's just reading everything right now. He's just like, sure, I'll be on limited boost, but I know exactly what type of pass that you were trying to make, and I will just pre-jump and challenge everything. Vatira, fantastic game for him. Again, score doesn't matter that much. Not a lot of score throughout. Just crucial challenges.
That is the exact point I'm making there, Gibbs. 168 score in that game. You look at that, you know, in the future times, you're looking at the scores, you're looking at the numbers again. We can't have done that much this game, but every touch that Vatira made there was perfect. He would be the player that would pass it to Atto, then there'd be a fake, and then, you know, it'd be Drawley finishing it off or something. He was pulling all the threads in the background. He was the shadowy figure, just changing everything in that game.
And this one hurts too, because obviously it's a game that Ninjas wants. They're now down 3-1 in the series, but also because like Ninjas got some offense going against this great defense of K-Corp. They scored 2, but they give up 3, right? So K-Corp, they are finding their offense right now as well. And Ninjas is like, we need to find another gear. That's what it feels like right now. 3 games in a row for K-Corp, and that's after a timeout as well. So Ninjas, they're on their last life. No timeouts. Just gotta figure it out as soon as possible.
Karmine Corp brought in Drali to win majors. They brought in Drali to redo what he did last season and win world championships. And that all starts with winning series like this one in tournaments like the Open, the first Open in Europe. In RLCS 25, Karmine Corp evolving in front of our eyes, looking like the team we expected them to be. And I certainly see him in games like favorites in this series right now.
Oh, absolutely. And they have a target on their back. Like, even though they only have 1 world champ on their team, they're considered the best team in the world by their peers. And that means a lot to them, and I bet they take that mantle and they want to show why by taking this first Open. And right now, they're putting a really good case, I would say, Cole, to be the best team in the world.
So double tap to the backboard. I had a feeling, I mean, they're normally so fluent. I just had a feeling Vatira would be coming out of camera, ready to smash that one home. For once, he was about 30 card lengths back, and I'm like, oh, I sort of thought he was about to score there.
Right now, I feel K-Corp is just comfortable. I think their game plan's working. Farrah has not had to use his timeout. They're kind of playing with house money, trying to feel this game out. But Vatira has been just on fire throughout. Whenever they need him to do something right there, kind of a miss of a flip reset, turns into a bit of a counterattack here by Ninjas, but they do turn it away. The only thing for K-Corp is when they are on defense, which they haven't been a lot throughout this, is be careful of those double commits. Don't send 2 at every single ball.
Improve upon what's as close to perfection as we have in Rocket League right now. That's a great example of how that pinch, well, if that was on target, that would have gone in. I don't think Nas could have recovered in time, but it does remain 0-0. Means the Pajamas will be happy about that. They've certainly slowed Karmine Corp down in game number 5. Can they get that first goal? Can they open things up? Can they force Karmine Corp to come down from their lofty perch? Not with things like that from Itachi. To use all of his boosts as well, but Drali gives it right back to him. A gift between the 2 players. Each of them feeding the other. And then Nas, he had a thought he could get that boost. Instead, it falls to Drali, and that should slow the attack down.
The way I see it, or at least the mentality I take, is you're not truly on match point until you're losing in the match point game, right? So I think Ninjas right now, it's still tied. Technically, they can't lose if it continues this way, right? So you just got to think of it that way. Just take these next 2.5 minutes right here. Great demo by Naz. It turns into a shot for Oski, but too many defenders in the way.
But it doesn't look like they're breaking through, though. It just does not seem, despite the 4 shots they've had to Karmine Corp's 3, that they're looking the more dangerous team. And the 3 in orange are going to have to move forward as a 3. They'll have to time it right. When do they really press the ignition? Here comes Drali. Atto's beneath him. To speed flipping across the pitch and stealing boost. Has to dodge his teammate Drali, so couldn't quite do that. Still got something on the ball. Nothing left. Oski misses it. Atto the double tap from a sharp angle. And Avatira's in a bit of a quandary. He goes up against Itachi. Can't beat him. That one's just going wide. But Nip can move forwards. Until Drali sends it straight back. Drali up against Itachi. Oski's there. He's knocked down. In comes Atto. It did just seem a question of when. And that was your answer.
And Drali with boost. Itachi has nothing, tries to make it, but just a fortunate bump as well. Oski probably makes that play, but Drali just falls into him. And sometimes luck is what you need in Rocket League, and that is why when you're up 3-1, you have a golden opportunity, because you can just take a game based on luck. And that shot, I would say that bump at least was a little bit lucky by Drali.
Make it 2 straight away. Oski. Big clearance. That one was going some distance until it was met. Vatira goes to the pinch again. We've been outrageously close to a couple of huge pinches from Karmine Corp as Nip venture further forwards into blue territory. Nothing left to lose for Ninjas in Pajamas. They have to go all in. That's a great touch from Nas. Drali has no one near him. Oski waits for Drali's touch. Races Vatira. Can't get the ball. Itachi's too slow. There's Atto, but it's wide.
Ninjas are very fortunate there. Oski as 3rd man. Very, very poor challenge. Vatira had to beat the whole way, and Atto just a little bit wide.
I mean, he'll be seeing that Karmine Corp are on the cusp right now. This is where I would feel that Karmine Corp, all their experience, the losses that they've had are so important in times like this, where you don't think you've won. You know, you don't start to take your foot off the gas. You push all the way. Because Nip will come straight back as soon as they have a sniff of something to face. Oski and Nas both going towards their own goal. Nas has the boost at least to get this one away. Gets past two of them. Itachi up against Vatira. He goes for Vatira. Vatira dodges them. Gibbs, how good has this player's performance been?
I told you the third man role is Vatira's. He's the best in the world at it. And then the flip reset goal. Vatira on both sides of the field is shining.
Man, Vatira. Truly a subtle performance. It's not jumped out at you as having wonder goal after wonder goal. It's just doing everything right when called upon, doing it with absolute efficiency and ease, and making it so that Karmine Corp will be heading, barring a miracle from Nip, into the grand finals. But maybe Nip coming forwards. They have to score now. Itachi is now or never. They need to. This has to be a fake. It's not. It's read by who else? Vatira. Here's Charlie. KC are your first grand finalists.
K-Corp expected to be in the grand finals, and they have delivered. Vatira, that is the foundation of the game plan for K-Corp. Put Vatira as the third man, let him excel in that spot. We've seen it all match long versus a formidable team in Ninjas in Pajamas, ranked third among all the pros, but K-Corp makes quick work of them 4-1.
Full gap right now in Europe between Vitality and Karmine Corp and the rest. And you've seen it now. Karmine Corp have done their side of things, Gibbs. Just talk us through that performance from Vatira.
It's just so good. Every time he's the third man, it doesn't matter if it's a 2-on-1, if there's a bump coming at him. We saw it right at the end of that game. Like, Itachi is going for the bump. It did not matter at all. And then he counterattacks it as well. Just so incredibly good. And Vatira is one of those players that I think everyone expects to eventually win one of these world champions, right? So now is it the time? Is this finally that team to do it right now? According to all the peers, they are the best in the world. So Vatira, can they get it done in that finals? I think there's one true test left, and that's if Vitality makes it to that final. But we'll have to see, Cole.
Yeah, and into the Pajamas, it's not a bad start at all. Getting through Gentlemates Alpine in the lower bracket quarters, massive for their chance of making it through to the major. They won an overtime in Game 6, and they won Game 7. Not a bad day at the office from them either.
Oh, absolutely. No one had a harder bracket than Ninjas throughout this tournament, and they have defeated all their peers. It's just when they go up against those top two, Vitality and K-Corp, they falter.